Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I will be talking about my Kindle Paperwhite. So I thought it would be fun for me to film a video of all the features and the things you can do on Kindle so that you guys can also find information about it. I'm gonna try to get into detail as I can possibly do. I'm very excited because Kindle is also one of the best purchases I've ever made, and it definitely changes the reading game for me. And here in this video, I'm gonna tell you why. So I'm gonna start off with the device. So this is the Kindle Paperwhite, and I bought it in the sage green color. There are many different colors you can choose from. If I'm not mistaken, there are black, pink, blue, and green. And then this is also the 10th generation. There are many different generations you can choose from. So the storage for this Kindle is 8 gigabytes, and I think it could fit around 6,000 books, which is a lot of books. So I don't think you really need to upgrade the storage into a bigger one because I think 8 gigabytes is already a very large storage to store all your books. And then now I'm gonna be talking about the accessories. So for this Kindle of mine, I have this white pop socket that I bought. It has this hologram effect, and basically I use this pop socket to hold my Kindle while I was reading because it's actually much more convenient. You don't really have to use your strength to hold this Kindle. You can just slip in your fingers and do that. So I really recommend you guys actually getting a pop socket for your Kindle. And I also got this clear casing. I'm gonna link all the stores down below if you guys are interested to buy it. So this is basically just a clear case to protect the back of the Kindle, and I just don't want any scratches. So this is how it looks like. It's pretty normal. So those are all the accessories that I have on my Kindle. So some features of this Kindle is that it is glare free. So what it means by glare free is that when you read during the sunlight, you can actually see the text clearly, and you won't really have to struggle squinting or going to a dark place to read, which is very convenient. You can read this just like normal books outside. And then it is also waterproof, so you can bring this to the beach, to the pool, without having the fear of being broken because of water. So yeah. And then to charge, you will receive this USB type of thing, and you have to attach it to an adapter. To charge, you have this hole right down there, and you can just charge it. Mine took around 3 to 4 hours for it to be fully charged. I think every Kindle most likely would be on an average of around 3 to 5 hours of charging before it reaches the full percentage. You can see the percentage of the battery right up here, just like your phone, or you can also see it by looking at this thing. If you charge your Kindle while it is on low battery, the light right here will turn into yellow, which means that it's low battery or it has not reached a good percentage of the battery. However, once it turns green, you can unplug it because it is fully charged and you can use your Kindle directly. While charging, you can also actually use your Kindle, but I prefer not to because I think the health of the battery would be better if you don't use your Kindle while you're charging. My Kindle could actually last for around weeks before I have to charge it again, which is very, very convenient again because you can read every day for hours and hours, and you would only have to charge your Kindle once in a week. So I really, really recommend you guys using this. And it's not like your phone, you have to charge every single day. So yeah. So now I'm gonna be giving out reasons as to why you should buy a Kindle. So these ones are personally my experiences. So to start off, Kindle saves my money, your money, whatever. So if you buy a Kindle, you can purchase books at a very cheap price compared to the physical copy, or you can even get free books. So by doing that, you don't really have to buy physical copies of the books, which is definitely more expensive. And also, you won't have to waste your money buying books that you actually won't end up liking, because if you buy books and then you don't like the book and it's expensive, then you just wasted your money. So I really recommend you guys reading books from Kindle first if you're not sure whether you're gonna like it or not. And if you actually do like it, then you can buy a physical copy. That way you can save more money and won't waste your money on books that you don't like. And another advantage of using a Kindle to read is that it won't strain your eyes. So a lot of people have been asking questions as if why can't you just use your iPad to read? It's because using your Kindle, it won't strain your eyes, while using your iPad, it will strain your eyes. I've read through my phone, through my iPad, and it hurts my eyes so bad. I get all dizzy and my eyes just get blurry, and it just hurts because obviously your gadgets have these blue lights, but Kindle does not have that, and it won't strain your eyes. I read using Kindle for like hours and hours, and my eyes stayed perfectly fine, just like reading a normal book. And that is like the best thing that I love about Kindle, which is like the most convenient thing ever. You really have to buy Kindle if you kind of want to read books on your phone, or you want to use ebooks, but then you don't want to ruin your eyes. You can just buy Kindle. And then with Kindle, you can actually bring it everywhere comfortably. So if you like to bring your physical books everywhere, I'm sure that you have this like fear of your physical books getting damaged or like folded. However, by bringing Kindle, you can just not worry about that, because your Kindle won't be broken. You can bring it anywhere, and it's also a very small size. I think in a camera it looks bigger, but in real life it's actually the size of my hand, so it's very small. And it's flat, and you can just like bring it anywhere without having to have the fear of like ruining or destroying your books. So that's like very convenient for me. And also it saves space. If you don't have any space in your room, in your house to place or store books, you can just buy Kindle, because you won't have to worry about the space. You won't have to buy physical books in order to read. Honestly, I don't really have that problem, but for those of you guys who actually face those problems, Kindle could definitely solve it in an instant. And then lastly, you can also read at night. So even when the lights are like off and it's so dark, you can still read on Kindle, just like using your phone. At night, you can open your phone, it's still visible to see the text. So by using Kindle, you can read at night without straining your eyes, because the screen is nothing like a normal phone or gadget. So I really enjoy using this. And you can also use Kindle anywhere more conveniently. You can use your Kindle while you're lying down, while you're eating, because when you use books, it's hard for you to like open the book because you have to use two hands, and sometimes the food might get into the paper and it might ruin the book or something like that. But using Kindle, you can just like use your one hand like this, and you can read while you're eating. So you can just use Kindle anytime, anywhere. And that is why I love Kindle so much. So here is how the Kindle looks like while it's turned off. I'm gonna be bringing you guys through the inside of my Kindle. So to turn it on, you just press this button right here, and then the green light will kind of pop up. It'll say waking up right here. And then you can also set a password for your Kindle, which I did with mine. And then after entering the password, you can just press OK. And then it'll bring you to your homepage. So you can either go to your homepage or to your library. Your library is basically where all your books that you bought or downloaded is actually located at. So you can just like go to your library and you can just like read all the books that you've downloaded. So these are basically the books that I have. I have a lot of romance books. Obviously there are some non-fictional books, self-help books. So you guys can see in the top right here, so these are like marks about if you've actually read the book or not. So if you have not read the book, it'll say 0%. If you are in the middle of reading, it'll say like the percentage of where you're at. So I'm 4% in on Tweet Cute by Emma Lord. But if you actually have finished reading the book, then it'll says read. So yeah, so you can just like keep on swiping to read. So I'm gonna try to give an example. So for instance, I want to read The Upside of Falling. You just press the book and then it'll open up to like the first page. This is how it looks like. You can adjust the size of your font. So if you want it to be smaller, you can just like squeeze it outwards, and you can even like use that thing. So you can just squeeze it like that. You can make it bigger or you can make it smaller. So this is really customizable for you. If you cannot read at a small font, then you can just like adjust it. And then you can press up here, just like up here, anywhere up here, to go to like the menu of your Kindle. And right here, there are many options you can choose. So there is this letter A capital and A non-capital, and it'll bring you to this. So the first section says themes, and themes is basically how your reading layout is structured. So mine just says custom, and basically I just custom it on my own. You can choose large, compact, standard, and so many more. You can also go to fonts, and this is where you can adjust your font. I use the font Brookerly, but you can choose many different other fonts that you want to use. There are many good ones, but I really love the Brookerly one the most. And then I also have size, which is where you can adjust the size of the font, just like I've shown you earlier. And we go to layout. This is also another one of like the layout of how you want your reading kind of like experience to be. If you want it to have like a bigger spacing, you can adjust it, the margins and the orientation. To more, you can find this. So reading progress is basically a setting where you can decide what type of like reading progress you want your Kindle to show you. You can either choose like the time left in the book, so while you're reading, the Kindle will show you how much time left you have in the book or how much time left you have in the chapter, or Kindle will also be able to show you like your location in the book. This is how it's gonna look like. Hold on. So this is how it's gonna look like. This is to know your location in the Kindle, in the book, sorry. And then you can also press again to change it into nothing if you don't want anything to show down there. You can also change it again to how many minutes you have left in the chapter, or how many minutes or hours you have left in the book. So it's really up to you. And down here is a percentage of how much you've actually accomplished reading your book. Up here you can see the time, or you can actually like adjust it to not show the time if you don't want to see the time while you're reading. And then I'm gonna show you guys how to highlight. So you can also highlight quotes if you want to. So to highlight, you just hold in one position and then you drag it down to how much you want to highlight. You stop there and then it'll be like this. You can undo it if you want to, if you kind of like want to redo the highlight or if you want to delete the highlight. You can press notes to write down notes you want. For instance, you want to like have a reaction. I can just like write down hello and then save it, and then you can come back to it. Or you can just highlight it like this. And then to look back to your highlights, you can just press this thing right here, these lines. And then you can go to notes and highlights, and then that is where your highlights are. You can also kind of like search up the meaning of words if you don't understand a certain word. For instance, I don't understand the word unwavering, so I'm just gonna press like that, and then it'll take you to the dictionary and you can directly read about what it means. So it's very convenient. You don't have to like open up the dictionary or the Google Translate. You can just like directly do that. And then you can also go right here. This is where you actually can save a whole page rather than like highlighting a certain sentence or paragraph. So you press that and you press this again, and this means that you actually have saved the page. And then you can also see the battery percentage right here, and you can also use a Wi-Fi. You can definitely read books on Kindle without any Wi-Fi if you have actually downloaded it to your library. But if you have not downloaded it to your library, then you have to have a Wi-Fi to download the books to your library. That makes sense, right? I hope you guys understand what I meant. So yeah, that is very convenient. This is how you go back to your library and you can just like choose any books you want to read. I really love this. However, just to kind of like make sure you guys know is that Kindle is not as like advanced as your phone or any gadgets. So it's kind of laggy. Like you have to swipe first and then it'll kind of react later than usual, you know? But I honestly have no problem with that because it's still very convenient already. You guys just have to be patient. So yeah, you can also connect your Kindle with Goodreads. So you can go to Goodreads while you're using your Kindle, and you can just like update your reading journey or stuff like that. You can like search up books you want to add to your TBR, just like the normal Goodreads account, but you have to log into your Goodreads account first. So this is my account. You can follow me and let's be friends. So these are like my friends. These are like my recent updates. I kind of saved dirty letters to my want to read shelf, so it's really convenient. You don't have to use your phone to go to Goodreads because you have it right here on your Kindle. I think that is pretty much all I want to talk about on my Kindle, and I really hope you guys find this helpful. If you have any more questions, you can just like ask it down below and I will be sure to answer your question as clearly as possible. And yeah, I think that is all. So thank you so much for watching today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to subscribe down below if you haven't already. Like this video, and I hope that you find this video helpful. Don't forget to get yourself a Kindle because this is like the best thing ever, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!